I almost don't want to speak because your talk has been so deeply touching and so inspiring that even speaking disturbs the beauty of it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Everybody's frozen.
So we'll invite our brothers and sisters to share with Fernando any questions, comments. I have been deeply touched today. Deeply, deeply touched. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. So when you want to speak, please unmute yourself. Thank you.
I have no questions, but I do want to express deep gratitude and thank you, Fernando, for the reminder of taking refuge. And I know how important for me the various sanghas that I'm a part of always are important, but particularly have been important over these past few months. And especially since I interact less with people now, just like out in the world, like we all used to just casually go, to the grocery store, or we did whatever without even thinking about it. These days, the interactions with people, I think for me, just seem that much more precious. And I'm just reminded so much more of how much we really do need each other and how much more we benefit from supporting each other through everything that's going on. Because as Fernando said, there's a great deal of suffering out there, and it's pretty much everywhere right now. And but that can be okay in the sense that it brings us back to the refuges and the importance of Sangha and community. So thank you.
Another Dave will bow in. Thank you so much, Fernando. I needed that. I think we all needed that. I was thinking about the Dharma of duality and non-duality, and we had talked, like I mentioned, the cloud, and I was thinking about computers, and computers can say either, this is this or this isn't this. It's just on or off. And I think so much of our digital world with social media has just been designed to divide us. And I'm more and more aware of that, and just we can have a sangha digitally, and this is great, having these conversations. But I've had to pull myself away from these polarizing discussions for my mental health, because it really just does pit people against each other. And it's, but I'm lucky in that I get to go to work. I take a train to New York City every day, and I get to see the city, and I get to see people interacting, people, being together. Maybe they might have an argument, but for the most part, it's not that bad. And but yeah, I'm just really grateful for your Dharma talk, Fernando. That was beautiful. And yeah, this is a good group. Thank you so much.
Shapley and bowing in. Thank you, Fernando. I think we can all certainly identify on a deep level with everything that you said. For me personally, I've gone through many phases during these past few months. And at this point, I seem to be going through a phase of sadness, which I guess is understandable. And it's exacerbated by certain things that go on regularly. For example, I was doing quite well. And then last night, with the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, I found myself sinking into such a place of grief. So thank you for your Dharma talk. It's easy to forget when we're grieving that there's a way out, and the way out is taking refuge in the three jewels. Thank you.
This is Sylvia bowing in. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Fernando, for such a, like Elena says, touching Dharma talk. I was touched, so moved. I belong to a temple, but mostly are the elderlies. And the taking a refugee to the Sangha is so important to us. Right now, usually every Sunday, the elderly come to the temple and we volunteer in the kitchen. And we just have a wonderful time cooking and just to visit. Now, none of them can come. And so when I talk to them, they are so depressed at home. They want to go to the temple because that's what they used it for so many years. But their children wouldn't take them. So they fall into depressions. And they feel trapped. Because without this anger, they lost a part of themselves every Sunday. So because of that, to kind of, when I talk to them, I kind of to discuss the impermanence that this too will pass. However, it didn't help because they told me they don't have a lot of time. We have an elderly that's 94 years old. She's very punky, very, very healthy, always go to the temple and volunteer and make egg rolls. But shockingly, she's the one that is not depressed. It's the 80s and 70s depressed. She said, I lived such a long life, but I've seen it all. So this too will pass. And instead of comforting her, she was comforting me. So I learned from that no matter what happens in life and how we deal with things, the days, just like Fat Man said, the days I feel depressed and days I feel okay. But the days I feel down, I call her and she my guide. So I take the refuge in the Sangha very seriously because they really support me. So again, Fernando, thank you for the talk. It really helps. Sylvia Bauer now.
So I'll give my 2 cents, Sandra bowing in. I resonate with everyone's comments. And I will just share that what I have found is helpful for me is to really stay in my body. I think yoga, of course, even the meditation, sitting, but I also have taken up the practice of putting like the Bill Withers station or something that kind of uplifts me on my phone. and I stick it in my back pocket of my scrubs, and I walk through the hospital. And I find that a lot of the staff members are kind of curious as to where the music's coming from. And then they know it's me. And so we are now dancing in the hallways and just trying to, I think the expenditure of physical energy helps to calm you as much as meditation, a proper sit. So riding the bicycle, walking, getting out in nature, disconnecting from, you know, the digital devices that are, yes, they're keeping us informed, but they're also part of that, you know, that being mindful of what we're consuming. And so for the most part, I am choosing to consume only the sounds of nature, the sounds that bring me joy as much as possible, and trying to spread that with other people that I know are also suffering. And for that, that just lifts my spirits, and I hope other people as well. Thank you.
Richard bowing in. I like what you said about suffering, and I have in my office, in my counseling room, I have a poster that says, "Relax, nothing is under control." And you know, yeah, I cannot control Corona. I cannot control hurricanes or firestorms, or I can barely control my cat. But the thing is, there's that last one where you can go, oh yeah, there is suffering, and there's places you can help with that. You know? So the Sangha, the Dharma, Buddha, and so yeah, I may have to change the poster to you know, instead of relax, take refuge, you know. But, thank you, Fernando.
Craig bowing in. It's nice to see everyone. This is, it's great to be with Sangha. Fernando, your talk was wonderful. It is very, very comforting. In the course of sending out the communications, I try to figure out a quote that might go with something, and sometimes at the time it makes a lot of sense, and other times I say, why did I say that? But anyway, the quote that I happened to send out for the, let's see, this one, the reminder, having good friends isn't half the holy life. Having good friends is the whole of the holy life. So I think we're kind of on the same page, but this pointed to a nice article in Lion's Roar on that subject. So I recommend that to people if they're so inclined. Craig bowing out.
Heather bowing in. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Fernando, thank you so much for this talk. I reiterate what Elena said, that it was so beautiful and touching. It's almost hard to speak about afterwards. One of the things that you said that I needed to hear was a reminder of the difference between conventional and ultimate reality. And also the lack of duality that implies in every aspect of our consciousness and our existence. And I think that also relates for me to the incredible value of our Sangha here, where it's possible to speak about these spiritual concepts and the nature of spiritual friendship. Because often I feel that I'm very isolated in what I think about and the way I think about it, that it doesn't fit with conventional reality. And it's often hard not to have, not to be able to find others to relate to on that level. And for that reason, our Sangha is of such great value. And your words are such treasures. They will just stay with me for a long time. So I thank you so deeply.